Don't touch my daughter again or I'll destroy you." Those were the words that shattered everything Jack Miller thought he knew about kindness. One sandwich, one hungry child, one photograph. What this broken single father didn't know. The little girl crying on those cold steps was a billionaire's daughter, and the woman threatening to ruin him held secrets about his past that could bury him alive. But the real twist, he'd already died once for her family, and he was about to do it again. "Papa, I can't breathe." Jack Miller's eyes snapped open in the dark. Alex, his 6-year-old son, standing beside the mattress they shared, small hand clutching his throat, wheezing like a broken accordion. Okay, buddy, I got you." Jack's feet hit the cold floor. 4:47 a.m. The inhaler sat on the kitchen counter. He could see it from here in their studio apartment. 20 steps away. Might as well be 20 miles. He grabbed it. Shook it. Empty. No. "Papa!" Alex's voice was paper thin. "It's okay. We got the backup. Remember? Lie. The backup ran out Tuesday. Today was Thursday. Payday was Friday, and his checking account had $12 in it." Alex's lips were turning blue. Jack's training kicked in. Combat medic basics. Keep the patient calm. Control the panic. Yours, not theirs. "Listen to me." He gripped Alex's shoulders. "Slow breaths. In through your nose. Count with me. 1. I can't. Yes, you can. You're a Miller. Millers don't quit. 1, 2, 3. Alex tried. God, he tried. But his chest was collapsing. Jack scooped him up, ran for the door. Mrs. Chen, 3rd floor. She had asthma too. She'd let him borrow her inhaler before. 3rd time this month. He hated himself for it. "Mr. Jack?" Mrs. Chen opened her door in a bathrobe, took one look at Alex, and handed over her inhaler without a word. "You keep it today. I get new one from pharmacy. I'll pay you back. You pay me back by keeping that boy alive. Now go. You late for work." Jack checked his watch. 5:02 a.m. He was supposed to be on the downtown bus in 13 minutes. By 5:35, Alex was breathing normal again, parked at Rosa's apartment 2 doors down. Rosa was 60 Puerto Rican and had more maternal instinct in her pinky than most people had in their whole body. "You look like death, mijo," she said, handing Jack a coffee in a chipped mug. "Feel like it too." "That boy needs real medicine, not borrowed inhalers." "I know. You too proud to ask for help." "I'm too broke to afford pride, Rosa." Jack downed the coffee, burned his tongue, didn't care. "I just need to make it to Friday. Then I can refill his prescription." "And if he stops breathing before Friday?" Jack didn't answer. Couldn't. Rosa's face softened. "Go. I watch him." "But Jack, you can't keep living like this. Something's gotta give." "Yeah." Usually his spine. He kissed Alex's forehead. "Be good for Miss Rosa." "Will you bring me a snack from work?" Jack's throat closed. The vending machines at Morgan Technologies were out of his budget, but he smiled anyway. "Sure, buddy. Turkey sandwich, okay? With mayonnaise." "You know it." Lie number 2 before 6 a.m. New record. Jack ran. Not jogged. Ran. Full sprint through downtown streets, still dark and wet from last night's rain. His work boots slapped pavement. His breath came in clouds. His janitor uniform, navy blue name patch, crooked, stuck to his back with sweat. Morgan Technologies rose 73 floors into the sky ahead. All glass and steel and money. The kind of building that looked like it was built from broken dreams and stock portfolios. Jack had been invisible inside it for 3 years. Invisible was safe. Invisible kept you employed. He rounded the corner toward the service entrance, checking his watch. 5:53. 7 minutes to clock in. Then he saw her. Small, maybe 7. Sitting on the concrete steps of the main entrance. Not the service door, the actual front entrance where executives walked in at 9 a.m. with their lattes and their contempt. She wore a pink jacket, too thin for October. No shoes, just socks, dirty socks. And she was crying. The silent kind. The kind that meant she'd been crying so long, there was no sound left. Jack stopped. 6 minutes to clock in. The girl looked up. Her face was streaked with tears and something else. Dirt bruises. In the pre-dawn light he couldn't tell. She was clutching a stuffed rabbit. One of its button eyes was missing. Walk away, his brain said. You're already on strike 2 with Jenkins. One more late arrival, and you're fired. But his feet wouldn't move. Because she looked at him the way Alex looked at him when the inhaler was empty. Desperate. Hopeless. Abandoned. Jack climbed the steps. Hey. She flinched like he'd raised a hand to her. Whoa. Easy. He held up both palms. I'm not gonna hurt you. Promise. The girl pulled her knees tighter to her chest. Jack sat down. Not close. 3 steps away. Enough distance to not be a threat. You okay? Stupid question. She clearly wasn't. The girl shook her head. You lost. Another headshake. You waiting for someone? No. First word. Progress. What's your name? Silence. That's okay. You don't gotta tell me. Jack pulled off his backpack. Inside was his lunch. Turkey sandwich, apple, bottle of water. His food for the entire 12-hour shift. You hungry? The girl's eyes went to the backpack like it contained the Holy Grail. I'll take that as a yes. He pulled out the sandwich. It was wrapped in wax paper because plastic bags cost money he didn't have. He unwrapped it, tore it in half, and held out the bigger piece. Here. The girl stared. It's okay. I already ate breakfast. Lie number 3. He was on a roll. She took the sandwich with trembling fingers, bit into it, chewed like she was afraid it would disappear. Jack's chest hurt watching her. I'm Jack, by the way. The girl swallowed. Emma. Nice to meet you, Emma. That's a cool rabbit. Emma hugged the toy. His name is Captain. Captain. The word hit Jack like shrapnel. Captain Michael Morgan, his commanding officer, the man who carried him 2 miles through hostile fire with a bullet in his own leg, the man who died 3 months later on a mission Jack never got details about, the man whose wife now owned this building. Coincidence, Jack told himself. Just coincidence. Where's your mom, Emma? Inside. Emma pointed at Morgan Technologies. Jack's stomach dropped. Inside the building. She works here, all the time. She never comes home. Does she know you're out here? Emma's face crumpled. She doesn't care. She said, her voice broke. She said I'm a mistake, that I ruined her life. White-hot rage flooded Jack's veins. What kind of mother? Listen to me. He waited until Emma looked at him. You're not a mistake. You hear me? How do you know? Because I got a kid too. Little boy named Alex. He's 6. And yeah, my life's a mess. I work 2 jobs. I'm broke. I'm tired all the time. But you know what? He's the only thing I got that's worth a damn. He's my reason. And you're somebody's reason too, Emma. Maybe your mom just forgot. But that doesn't make it true. Emma's lower lip trembled. Then she did something that destroyed Jack completely. She leaned forward and hugged him. This stranger's child. This abandoned little girl. She wrapped her thin arms around his neck and buried her face in his shoulder and whispered, "Thank you." Jack's arms came up automatically. He held her, felt her shake with silent sobs, and thought someone's gonna pay for making a kid feel like this. He didn't see the black sedan across the street, didn't see the camera, didn't see the man in the driver's seat photographing everything. Jack was 17 minutes late. Jenkins was waiting at the service entrance, arms crossed, face like a thundercloud. Miller. I know. I'm sorry. There was... Third strike. You're done. Jack's world tilted. Mr. Jenkins, please. I got a kid. I need this job. Should have thought about that before you decided punctuality was optional. Jenkins pulled out a write-up form. Clean out your locker. You're Mr. Jenkins. A security guard jogged up. Young guy, Martinez. Boss needs you upstairs. Now. Emergency. Jenkins scowled. What kind of emergency? The kind where the CEO herself is on the phone asking why her building isn't in full lockdown yet. Jenkins went pale. Lockdown. Her daughter's missing. Been gone since 4 a.m. CEO wants every exit sealed, every person searched, every camera reviewed. Martinez glanced at Jack. That means everybody stays. Nobody in or out until the kid's found. Emma. Jack thought. They're looking for Emma. Jenkins shoved the write-up form in his pocket. Miller, you're not fired yet, but you're on my list. Now get to your station and stay there. Jack nodded, numb. Martinez waited until Jenkins left, then leaned close. Hey, you look like you saw a ghost. You okay? Yeah. Just long morning. Tell me about it. Whole executive floor's going crazy. CEO's losing her mind. Can't say I blame her. If my kid was missing... Martinez shook his head. Anyway, stay sharp. They're going to question everyone who came in this morning. Jack's pulse hammered. They'd see him on camera, see him with Emma. And then what? The morning crawled. Jack mopped floors on the executive-level 72nd floor where carpet cost more per square foot than his monthly rent. He kept his head down. Earbuds in. Invisible. Around him executives whispered. Daughter ran away again. Third time this month. Maybe if Sarah actually spent time with her. Heard she told the nanny the kid was a burden. Poor thing growing up with a mother like that. Jack's jaw clenched. Emma wasn't a burden. Emma was a little girl who needed someone to see her. At 11:30, the PA system crackled. Attention! The CEO's daughter has been located safe. Lockdown lifted. Thank you for your cooperation. Relief flooded him. Then his phone buzzed. Unknown number. Report to floor 73 immediately. Executive summons. Jack's blood turned to ice. Floor 73. The penthouse. Sarah Morgan's office. He'd never been above 72. Nobody had. His phone buzzed again. Rosa Alex is fine. Don't worry. But he did worry. Because when single fathers got summoned by billionaire CEOs, it never ended well. The elevator to 73 required a keycard. Security had to unlock it for him. Good luck, the guard muttered. The ride up took 15 seconds, felt like 15 years. The doors opened. Jack stepped into a different universe, floor-to-ceiling windows. City sprawling below like a circuit board. Art on the walls that probably cost more than he'd earn in a lifetime. Silence so complete it felt like walking into a tomb. A woman stood by the window. Tall, elegant, black suit. Hair pulled back severe. Spine straight as a rifle barrel. Sarah Morgan. Jack had seen her twice in 3 years. Once in the lobby. Once in a memorial photo in the building's entrance hall, standing beside a soldier in dress uniform. Captain Michael Morgan. In person, she looked like grief carved into human form. Mr. Miller. Her voice could cut diamonds. Ma'am. She didn't turn. Do you know why you're here? I think so. This morning you made physical contact with my daughter. Jack's throat went dry. Ma'am, I can explain. You gave her food. You embraced her. You told her she wasn't a mistake. Sarah's reflection in the glass was stone. Do you have any idea what kind of liability that creates? What kind of scandal? What if you'd been a predator? What if you'd hurt her? What if... She stopped. Turned. Looked at him. Really looked. Her face went white. What's your full name? Jack Miller. Full name. Jackson Robert Miller. Sarah's hand went to her throat. You served. not a question. Yes, ma'am. 4th Infantry Division, Afghanistan. Operation Enduring Freedom. How did you? Sarah's voice shook. Did you know Captain Michael Morgan? And there it was. The grenade. Pin pulled. Blast radius everything. Jack's voice came out broken. Yes, ma'am. I served under Captain Morgan. He was my CO. He was the best man I ever knew. Sarah closed her eyes. He saved my life, Jack continued. December 2019. Ambush outside Kandahar. I took shrapnel to the leg, couldn't walk. The squad pulled back, left me. Standard protocol, don't risk 6 men for one. But Captain Morgan, his voice cracked. He came back. Carried me 2 miles under fire. Took a bullet in his shoulder doing it. He's the reason I'm standing here. He's the reason I got to meet my son. Sarah's face was a mask, but her hands trembled. He died 3 months later, she whispered. Different mission, classified. They sent me a flag and a lie about heroism and sacrifice, but they never told me what really happened. Just that he was gone. Jack remembered. He'd been in the VA hospital when the news came. Punched a wall so hard he broke 2 knuckles. Sarah moved to her desk, opened a drawer, pulled out a photograph. Michael in uniform, smiling, alive. He wrote about you. She handed Jack a letter. Read it. Jack's hands shook as he unfolded the paper. Sarah met a kid today. PFC Miller. 22 years old, just lost his fiancée back home. She couldn't handle the deployment, left him for someone with a safer job. Kid's broken up about it, but he's solid. Reminds me why we do this. Not for politics or oil or any of that noise. We do it because guys like Miller deserve to go home to people they love. He asked me today why I keep re-upping, why I don't just come home to you and Emma. I told him the truth. I come back because if I don't, men like him won't make it home at all. I know you think I love this war more than I love you. That's not true. I love you and Emma more than life itself. But Miller's got a kid on the way now, just found out yesterday. And if I can make sure that kid grows up with a father, then maybe Emma will understand someday why hers was gone so much. Tell her I love her. Tell her I'm coming home. Michael. The letter was dated 3 weeks before Michael died. Jack couldn't breathe. He never made it home, Sarah said quietly. And I never told Emma why. I just shut down, threw myself into work, built this company from his life insurance and government contracts, made myself into someone who couldn't be hurt anymore. And Emma became a reminder of everything I lost. Sarah's voice broke. Every time I look at her, I see him, and it kills me, so I stopped looking. Jack wanted to rage at her, wanted to shake her and ask how she could abandon her own child. But he'd seen enough war to know people broke in different ways. Sarah's way was ice. His way was running. Neither was right. Both were survival. This morning, Sarah continued, my daughter ran away. Again. Told her nanny she'd rather live on the streets than in a house where nobody wanted her. Security found her 90 minutes later. And do you know what she was doing? Jack shook his head. She was sitting on those steps holding half a sandwich crying because, and I quote, the sad soldier man said, I'm not a mistake, even though mommy says I am. The words hit like bullets. She asked me if I knew you, if I knew the soldier who gave her food. I said no. Sarah pulled up a photo on her tablet. Security camera footage. Jack and Emma on the steps. The embrace. Then I saw this. Ran your employee file. Jackson Robert Miller. 4th Infantry. Medical discharge 2020. 2 years VA hospital. Hired here 2022 as facilities maintenance. She looked up. Michael's soldier. The one he saved. The one he wrote about. You've been cleaning my floors for 3 years and I never knew. I needed work. Didn't want to trade on his name. Because you're exactly who he said you were. Sarah set down the tablet. I need your help. Jack blinked. Ma'am. Someone inside this company is stealing from me. She pulled up a file on her computer. Project Phoenix. Encryption software. Michael developed for DARPA. Military-grade security infrastructure. Control Phoenix. You control global communications, financial systems, power grids, everything. What's that got to do with me? Michael scattered the source code before he died, split it into fragments, hid them, made sure no one could weaponize it. But someone's putting it back together. Someone with access to classified files. Someone I trust. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm out of people I can trust. My board has leaks. My security chief has secrets. My COO. She stopped. I need someone outside the circle. Someone with tactical training. Someone Michael trusted. I'm a janitor. You held security clearance level 3. You were trained in intelligence analysis and threat assessment. You can still pass a background check because you never took the easy way out, even when life gave you every excuse. Sarah's eyes burned. Don't sell yourself short, Mr. Miller. Jack's head spun. What exactly are you asking? Work for me. Undercover. Keep your janitor position. No one suspects the help. Investigate. Find the leak. Help me protect what Michael died for. I have a son. I can't risk triple salary, full medical, private school, trust fund, everything Alex needs. The offer was a lifeline to a drowning man. And if I say no, then you're fired by end of day. Not because I'm cruel, Mr. Miller, but because I can't have unknowns near Emma. You're either with me or you're gone. It wasn't a choice. It was survival dressed as opportunity. One condition, Jack said. Name it. You fix things with Emma. Real time, real attention. Because that little girl thinks she's worthless, and you're the only one who can prove her wrong. For the first time, Sarah's armor shattered. Tears welled, spilled. Deal. That night, Jack sat on his mattress, contract spread in front of him. Alex was asleep, breathing easy. Prescription inhaler delivered that afternoon with a note. First installment. SM. Jack should have felt relief. Instead, he felt like he'd just signed a deal with the devil. Because he knew what Sarah did in Project Phoenix wasn't just code. It was Michael's soul split into pieces and hidden, and anyone willing to steal it would kill to keep it. His phone buzzed. Unknown. Welcome aboard, soldier. First briefing, 6 a.m. Floor 73. Come alone. Tell no one. Then another message. Different number. I know who you are, Jack Miller. I know what you did today. I know you're the key to everything. Be careful. Not everyone wants Phoenix to stay buried. No signature. Just a symbol at the end. A compass. Jack's hand went to his jacket. To the pocket where he kept Michael's compass, the one given to him hours before the mission that killed his captain. He pulled it out, examined it under the lamp, and for the first time in 6 years, he really looked at the inscription on the back, worn almost smooth, by years of carrying, "Kindness finds the way home." Michael's handwriting. Jack closed his fist around it. Made a promise to a dead man, I'll protect them. I'll find the truth. I'll finish what you started. Outside the city hummed with indifferent life. Somewhere in that darkness, someone was watching, waiting, planning. Because Jack Miller had just become the most valuable piece on a board he didn't even know existed. And the game had already started. His phone buzzed one more time. Unknown. Check. Emma's rabbit. Michael left you more than a compass. Jack's blood ran cold. Captain. The one-eyed rabbit. Emma said Michael gave it to her before his last deployment. What had Michael hidden inside, and who the hell knew about it? Jack stared at his phone, at the compass, at the contract that would either save his son or destroy them both. Then he did what soldiers do when the shooting starts. He moved forward, because retreat was never an option. And kindness, real kindness, always had a price. He was about to find out just how much. Jack didn't sleep that night. How could he? Every time he closed his eyes, he saw that message. Check Emma's rabbit. By 5:30 a.m., he'd made coffee so strong it could strip paint, kissed Alex's forehead 17 times, and memorized every lie he'd have to tell today. "You're leaving early again," Alex mumbled, half asleep. "New assignment, buddy. Means more money. Means we can get you those inhalers without borrowing." "Are you going to be a boss now?" Jack's throat tightened. "No. Still just me. Just different work." "Will you still come home?" The question gutted him. "Every single night. Promise." Alex smiled and rolled over. Jack stood there another minute watching his son breathe easy with the new inhaler and thought, "I'm doing this for you. Whatever happens, it's for you." He left before the lie could show on his face. The city was still dark when Jack reached Morgan Technologies. The building looked different at this hour, less corporate fortress, more glass cathedral. He rode the elevator to 73, with a key card Sarah had messengered over at midnight. The doors opened. Sarah stood by the same window, same black suit, but her hair was down now. She looked younger, more human, more breakable. "You came. You're paying me to." "I'm paying you to investigate. You came early because you can't stop thinking about that text." Sarah turned. Her eyes were red-rimmed. "Neither can I." "You got the same message?" "No. But my security team traced the number. Burner phone. Activated yesterday, used once, destroyed. Whoever sent it knows we're working together." She handed him a tablet. "This is everything. Project Phoenix files, security logs, employee records, Michael's notes from 2019. Jack scrolled through. Old code, schematics, names he didn't recognize. Then he saw one he did. "James Conrad, your COO." "What about him?" "He was in Afghanistan, same time as Michael and me. Different unit, but I remember him. He was intelligence, spook stuff. The kind of guy who knew things before they happened." Sarah's face went hard. "Conrad joined this company 6 months after Michael died. Came with impeccable credentials, letters of recommendation from senators. He's been invaluable. Or he's been waiting. For what? For you to trust him enough to let him close to Phoenix." Sarah sat down heavily. "You think Conrad's the leak? I think anyone from that theater who suddenly shows up in your life after Michael dies is worth a second look." "Then look, but carefully. Conrad's smart. If he suspects you're investigating him, he'll bury me. I know." Jack set down the tablet. "But first I need to see Emma." "Why?" "Because someone told me to check her rabbit, and I don't think they meant to see if it needs stitching." Sarah's eyes widened. "You think Michael hid something in Captain? Your husband was intelligence trained. He scattered Phoenix fragments across the world. You really think he'd leave his daughter without some kind of insurance? If there's something in that rabbit, Emma would have found it by now." "Not if she didn't know to look." Sarah stood. "She's at home. Nanny brings her to school at 8. I need to talk to her, alone." "Absolutely not. You're a stranger. She doesn't—" "She shared a sandwich with me yesterday. She told me things she won't tell you. And if there's something in that rabbit that can help us, we need it before whoever sent that text decides to take it themselves." Sarah's jaw worked. Finally, "I'll arrange it, but I'm coming with you." "No, it has to be me. She trusts me. She's my daughter." "Then act like it." The words came out harder than Jack intended. "She ran away because she thinks you don't want her. You show up now demanding answers, she'll shut down. Let me try first." Sarah looked like he'd slapped her, but she nodded. "1 hour. My driver will take you to the house. You have until the nanny arrives at 7:30. Jack checked his watch. 6:15. That's barely an hour. Then don't waste time. The driver didn't speak, just drove Jack through streets turning gold with sunrise to a neighborhood where houses had names instead of numbers. Sarah's estate sat behind iron gates that opened silently. Jack had grown up in a trailer park. This place looked like a different planet. The front door opened before he could knock. Emma stood there in pajamas covered in stars, clutching Captain. "You came back." Jack's heart broke. "Yeah, sweetheart, I came back. Mommy said you would. I didn't believe her." "Your mom called you." Emma nodded. "She said you're a friend, that you knew my daddy." "I did. He was a hero." "Mommy never talks about him. Maybe it hurts too much." Emma studied him with eyes too old for 7. "Does it hurt you?" "Every day." "But you still talk about him." "Because the hurt means I loved him, and love's worth the hurt." Emma considered this. Then, "Do you want to come in Rosa's making pancakes?" "Rosa. My nanny. She's nice. She doesn't lie to me." "Unlike your mother," Jack heard in the silence. He followed Emma inside. The house was massive but felt empty, like a museum of a life never lived. Rosa appeared from the kitchen, 60-something, warm smile, appraising eyes. "You're the sandwich man." "Word travels fast." "Mrs. Morgan called. Said you're investigating security issues. Said I should cooperate." Rosa's eyes narrowed. "But if you hurt this child, I don't care who you work for. Understand?" "Yes, ma'am." "Good. Emma, show Mr. Jack to the playroom. I'll bring breakfast." The playroom was bigger than Jack's entire apartment. Toys everywhere. None of them looked played with. Emma sat on the floor, Captain in her lap. Jack sat across from her. "Can I ask you something about Captain?" "Okay." "Did your daddy give him to you?" "Yes, before he left. He said Captain would protect me when he couldn't." Emma's voice got small. "But Captain didn't protect him." "No, baby. Nothing could have. But I think your daddy might have left you something special. Something inside Captain." Emma's eyes went wide. "Like a secret. Maybe. Can I look?" She handed over the rabbit slowly. Jack examined it. The stitching looked normal except there, along the back seam. The thread was different, newer. Military-grade fishing line instead of cotton. Someone had opened this rabbit and sewn it back up. "Emma, do you have scissors?" She brought him child-safe scissors from a craft box. Jack carefully cut the fishing line, reached inside the stuffing. His fingers touched something hard, a USB drive, wrapped in plastic, and a folded note. Jack's hands shook as he unfolded the paper. Michael's handwriting. "If you're reading this, I'm gone, and you're in danger. Sarah, I'm sorry, for leaving, for the secrets, for everything I couldn't tell you. Phoenix was never just software. It's a key to files that could destroy governments, expose operations, end careers. People will kill for it. People I trusted. I split Phoenix into 3 parts. 1 with my brother. Officers. Jack Miller has the compass, the hardware key. 2 in Emma's rabbit. This drive the source code. 3 in my Arlington Stone. GPS coordinates to the encryption cipher. Trust. No one inside the company. Conrad isn't who he says. The ambush that killed me wasn't enemy action. It was betrayal. Jack, if you're the one reading this, it means Sarah found you. Protect my girls. Finish what I started. The truth is in the code. I'm sorry I can't be there to fight beside you one more time. Semper Fi, Michael. Jack couldn't breathe. Conrad. The ambush wasn't enemy action. Michael was murdered. Mr. Jack, Emma's voice was tiny. Are you crying? He was, hadn't even realized. Yeah, sweetheart, I am. Because of my daddy. Because your daddy was the bravest man I ever knew, and because he left you this to keep you safe. Emma touched the USB drive. What is it? It's a gift from your daddy. Something very important that bad people want. But we're not gonna let them have it, okay? Are you gonna protect me like Captain does? Jack pulled Emma into a hug. Yeah, I am. I promise. Do you promise like grown-ups promise? The kind they break, or promise like my daddy promised? The question destroyed him. Like your daddy promised. The kind you keep no matter what. Emma hugged him tighter. Rosa appeared in the doorway, face pale. Mr. Jack, you need to see this. She held up her phone. News alert. Morgan Technologies, COO. James Conrad announces breakthrough in security software. Project Phoenix will revolutionize global infrastructure, says Conrad. Below it, a photo. Conrad at a press conference, smiling. And behind him, on a screen, partial source code. Phoenix code. He's already got part of it, Jack whispered. His phone exploded with calls. Sarah. All of them. He answered. Did you see? Sarah's voice was ice and fire. Yeah. He's announcing a public demo. Tomorrow. Says he's been developing it for months with my full support. Have you? I haven't authorized anything. Jack, if he demonstrates Phoenix without all three components, it'll be incomplete, unstable. It could crash global systems, I know. Or worse, it could give him access to everything and lock us out. Jack looked at Emma, oblivious, playing with Captain. I found the second component. Michael hid it in the rabbit, source code, and there's a note. Sarah Michael said the ambush wasn't enemy action. He said Conrad betrayed him. Silence on the line. Then, get back here, now, bring the drive, we need to... The call cut off. Jack tried calling back, straight to voicemail. He tried the main line, security, anyone, nothing. Rosa's phone rang. She answered, listened. Her face went white. That was building security. Morgan Technologies is in lockdown. Active shooter situation. All employees shelter in place. Jack's blood turned to ice. Where's Sarah? Her office. 73rd floor. Emma, I need you to stay with Rosa. Don't open the door for anyone but me or your mom. Understand? Emma nodded, scared now. Jack was already running for the door. Wait. Rosa grabbed his arm. You can't go there. It's a war zone. That's why I have to go. Because Sarah was alone. Because Conrad had just made his move. And because Jack Miller had made a promise to a dead man. He drove Sarah's car like he'd stolen it, because technically he had. Ran red lights. Hit 90 on surface streets. Reached Morgan Technologies in 12 minutes. The building was surrounded. Police, SWAT, news vans. Jack ditched the car 2 blocks away and approached on foot. A cop stopped him. Sir, you can't. I work here. What's happening? Active shooter. Stay back. How many casualties? We don't know. Building's on lockdown. Shooters barricaded on the executive level. 73rd floor. Sarah's floor. Jack pushed past the cop. Sir, you can't. But Jack was already running. He'd breached enemy compounds in Kandahar. A corporate building was nothing. He found a service entrance, still open. Security inside was gone, probably evacuated. He took the stairs. 73 flights. His legs screamed the one that took shrapnel. The one Michael saved. He ignored it. Kept climbing. By floor 40 his vision blurred. By floor 60 his chest was on fire. By floor 70 he thought he might die. But Alex needed him. Emma needed him. Sarah needed him. And Michael. Michael needed him to finish this. He hit 73 gasping legs, shaking. The hallway was empty. Silent. Too silent. Then he heard voices from Sarah's office. Don't have to do this, James. Sarah. Alive. But I do. Conrad's voice. Calm. Cold. Michael should have just given me Phoenix when I asked. We could have partnered, made billions. Instead, he played hero, scattered it, made everything so much harder. You killed him. I gave him a choice. He chose wrong. Jack peered around the corner. Sarah sat in her desk chair, hands zip-tied behind her. Conrad stood across from her, gun pointed at her head. Where's the second component, Sarah? I don't know what you're talking about. Liar. Michael hid it. You've been looking for it for 6 years. And suddenly this morning you send your new pet janitor to your house, to Emma. Conrad smiled. Did he find it? Did Michael hide it in that ridiculous rabbit? Sarah's face stayed blank. Conrad moved closer. I'm going to count to 3. Then I'm going to put a bullet in your knee, then your other knee. Then we'll see how long you last before you tell me everything. You won't get away with this. I already have. Active shooter scenario. Tragic. Disgruntled employee, you actually. You'll shoot me. I'll shoot you, and in the chaos, Phoenix disappears. I've got buyers waiting. Russians. Chinese. Highest bidder gets the keys to the kingdom. Michael trusted you. Michael was a fool. Soldiers always are. They think honor matters. It doesn't. Money matters. Power matters. Conrad raised the gun. 1. Jack stepped into the doorway. Put it down, Conrad. Conrad spun. The gun tracked to Jack. Well, the janitor. Right on schedule. Let her go. Or what? You'll mop me to death. Conrad laughed. You were a medic Miller. Not even real infantry. Just a guy who patched holes and carried water. I was a guy Michael trusted. And look where that got him. Dead in the desert while I walked away with his research notes. Sarah's eyes went wide. You stole from him before he died. Borrowed. He just didn't know it yet. Conrad's finger tightened on the trigger. Now. The USB drive. I know you found it. Hand it over or I drop you both right here. Jack's mind raced. The USB was in his pocket. He could give it up. Save Sarah. But then Conrad would have 2 of 3 components. And Emma would still be in danger. I don't have it, Jack lied. Liar. Search me. Conrad's eyes narrowed. Where is it? Safe. Where you'll never find it. Kill us, you get nothing. I'll find the girl. Make her talk. White-hot rage flooded Jack's veins. Touch her and I'll end you. You're nobody. You're a janitor who got lucky once in a war you lost. We didn't lose. We survived. And survivors know something you don't. What's that? How to fight dirty. Jack moved. Not toward Conrad, toward the window. He grabbed Sarah's crystal award from her desk, some corporate achievement bullshit, and hurled it. The glass exploded. 73 floors up, the wind howled in. Conrad flinched, turned. Jack dove, tackled him low. The gun went off. Bullets sparked off the doorframe. They hit the ground hard. Jack's injured leg screamed. Conrad was younger, faster trained. But Jack had been fighting to survive his entire life. He got Conrad's wrist, slammed it against the floor. Once, twice. The gun skittered away. Conrad drove an elbow into Jack's ribs. Something cracked. Pain whited out Jack's vision. Conrad rolled, came up with the gun. Should have stayed in your lane, janitor. Sarah screamed. The gun swung toward her. Jack didn't think, just lunged. Grabbed Conrad's arm as the trigger pulled. The shot went wild, punched through the ceiling, and triggered the sprinkler system. Water rained down. Conrad swung the gun toward Jack. Jack caught his wrist. They grappled. 2 men fighting for a weapon that meant everything. You can't win, Conrad hissed. I've got resources, connections, buyers waiting. You've got nothing. I've got something you'll never have. What? A reason to fight that isn't money. Jack twisted, hard. Conrad's wrist snapped. He screamed, dropped the gun. Jack kicked it away. Conrad stumbled back, tripped, went down hard. His head cracked against the edge of Sarah's desk. He didn't get up. Jack stood there, dripping ribs, screaming, leg throbbing. Sarah stared at him. Is he? Jack checked Conrad's pulse. Alive. Barely. Police sirens wailed outside, getting closer. Sarah held up her zip-tied hands. Little help. Jack found scissors on her desk. Cut her loose. You came back. Promised Emma I would. Sarah's eyes filled. Thank you. Thank me when this is over. Jack pulled out the USB drive, handed it to her. Michael's note said there's a third component. In his Arlington stone. We need it before Conrad's people figure out he failed. How do you know he has people? Because men like Conrad always do. This isn't over, Sarah. It's just starting. Sarah took the drive with shaking hands. What do? We finish what Michael started. We find the third piece. We bury Phoenix so deep nobody can ever weaponize it. And Conrad? Jack looked down at the unconscious man who'd murdered his captain. We let the police have him, but we don't tell them about Phoenix. Not yet. Because the second the government knows it exists, everyone will want it. Exactly. Police burst through the door, guns drawn. Hands up. Now. Jack raised his hands. Sarah did the same. Officers, I'm Sarah Morgan, CEO. This man, she pointed at Conrad, is James Conrad. He's the shooter. This man saved my life. The cops looked skeptical, but they lowered their guns. One keyed his radio. Suspect down. CEO secure. We need medical. Jack's legs gave out. He sat down hard on the floor. Sarah knelt beside him. You're hurt. I'm alive. That's what matters. Why did you come back? You could have run. Taken the USB, disappeared. Made a promise to Michael, to Emma, to myself. Jack met her eyes. I don't break promises anymore. Sarah's hand found his. Squeezed. And for the first time in 6 years, Jack thought, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can be the man Michael believed I was. The paramedics arrived. So did the questions. So did the cameras. By nightfall, Jack Miller, janitor, single father, broken soldier, was all over the news. Hero janitor stops corporate shooter. Alex called 17 times. Jack finally answered from the ambulance. Papa, I saw you on TV. You saved people. I just did what anyone would do, buddy. No. You did what heroes do. Alex's voice cracked with pride. Just like my daddy. Jack's throat closed. I love you, Alex. Love you too, Papa. Come home soon. Soon as they let me. He hung up. Sarah sat beside him, bandaged and bruised but alive. Your son sounds wonderful. He's everything. Emma asked about you. Wanted to know if the bad man hurt you. What'd you tell her? That you're too stubborn to stay hurt. That you're like her father that way. Sarah's voice broke. Michael would be proud of you. Michael would be alive if I'd been faster that day. The day he saved you. Yeah. Jack. Sarah waited until he looked at her. Michael didn't save you because he had to. He saved you because that's who he was. He chose to come back, just like you chose to come back today. That's not guilt. That's honor. Jack wanted to believe her. Almost did. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. You have 2 pieces. Good. Now comes the hard part. Arlington National Cemetery. Michael's grave. Tomorrow at dawn. Come alone. Bring nothing. If you're followed, the 3rd piece burns, and Phoenix dies incomplete, taking half the world's infrastructure with it. No signature, just coordinates. And a photo. Emma, playing in her yard. The message was clear. We're watching. We know everything, and we'll hurt her if you don't cooperate. Jack showed Sarah. Her face went white. It's a trap. Probably. You can't go. I don't have a choice. We call the FBI, Homeland Security, someone. And tell them what? That your dead husband hid doomsday software in his gravestone? That'll go well. Sarah grabbed his arm. They'll kill you. Maybe. But if I don't go, they'll come for Emma. And I won't let that happen. Why? She's not your daughter. No. But I promised her daddy I'd protect her, and I don't break promises anymore. Sarah stared at him, then kissed his cheek. Come back alive, Jack Miller. I'll try. Liar, his brain whispered. But his heart said for Emma. For Alex. For Michael. I'll find a way. Outside the city sparkled with lights and lies and secrets. And tomorrow at dawn, Jack would walk into a graveyard to face ghosts he thought he'd buried. But some ghosts don't stay buried, some come back, and some demand blood. Jack didn't go home that night, couldn't risk leading anyone to Alex. Instead, he checked into a motel off Route 95 paid cash and sat on a bed that smelled like broken dreams and bleach. His ribs screamed every time he breathed. The doctors had wrapped them, given him painkillers he wouldn't take, couldn't afford to be slow tomorrow, and told him to rest for 2 weeks. He had 6 hours. At 3 a.m. his phone buzzed. Rosa. Alex won't sleep. He keeps asking when you're coming home. Jack's heart fractured. Put him on. Rustling. Then Alex's small voice. Papa? Hey, buddy. Are you okay? The TV said you got hurt. I'm fine. Just a few bumps. You know me, tough as nails. Are the bad guys gone? Jack looked at the photo on his phone. Emma in her yard. Crosshairs invisible but implied. Not yet. But they will be, I promise. Will you be home for breakfast? Maybe not breakfast, but definitely by dinner. And I'll bring pizza, extra cheese. With breadsticks. With breadsticks. Alex was quiet for a moment. Then, Papa, are you scared? The question gutted him. Truth or lie? Protection or honesty? Yeah, buddy, I am. But you're going anyway. Yeah. Because that's what heroes do. Jack's vision blurred. No. Because that's what dads do. We get scared, but we do it anyway. For the people we love. I love you, Papa. Love you more than the whole world, Alex. Now get some sleep. I'll see you soon. He hung up before his voice could break. Then he pulled out Michael's compass, turned it over in his hands, examined every inch. What did you hide in here, Captain, and why didn't you tell anyone? The compass didn't answer. Never did. But Jack felt something await that wasn't quite right. The bottom plate was thicker than it should be. He tried prying it off. Wouldn't budge. Not without tools. Not without time he didn't have. At 4:30 a.m., he grabbed the keys to Sarah's car she'd insisted he keep it and drove toward Arlington. The cemetery gates opened at dawn. Jack arrived 20 minutes early, parked outside, and watched the sky turn from black to gray to gold. His phone stayed silent. At 6:02, it buzzed. Unknown Section 60. Row J. Michael Stone. 3 minutes. Jack got out. Walked through the gates. A few early visitors were already there. Widows maybe, or children grown old, visiting fathers who never came home. Section 60 held the recent dead. Iraq. Afghanistan. The Forever Wars. Jack found Michael Stone easily. He'd visited once right after getting out of the hospital. Left flowers. Wept. Never came back because the guilt was too heavy. The stone was simple. Name, rank, dates. No poetry. Jack knelt. Hey, Captain. It's been a while. Silence. I met your daughter. She's incredible. Looks just like you. Same eyes. Same heart. His voice cracked. I'm trying to protect her. trying to finish what you started. But I don't know if I'm strong enough. You are. Jack spun. A man stood 10 feet away. Late 50s. Gray hair. Expensive suit. Face like weathered stone. Who are you? Someone who knew Michael. Someone who helped him hide Phoenix. The man moved closer. My name is Richard Vance. I was Michael's handler. CIA. Jack's blood went cold. CIA. Project Phoenix wasn't just encryption software, Mr. Miller. It was a backdoor into every secure system on the planet. Financial, military, intelligence. Michael built it under contract, then realized what he'd created a weapon that could start or end wars with a keystroke. So he fragmented it, hid it, made sure no one could ever fully control it. Why are you telling me this? Because Conrad wasn't working alone. He was a cutout, a middleman. The people who want Phoenix, they're bigger than corporate espionage, bigger than money. Who? Governments, shadow networks, people who believe that control is the only path to security, and they'll burn the world to get it. Vance pulled out a photo, showed it to Jack. 4 men in military dress, young, smiling. Michael, Conrad, Vance, and a 4th man Jack didn't recognize. Who's that? Marcus Webb, former NSA, now private sector. He's the one buying Phoenix pieces from Conrad. He's the one who ordered the hit on Michael when Michael refused to cooperate. You're saying the government killed Michael. I'm saying a ghost of the government did. Men who left the uniform but kept the ambition. Webb runs a firm called Sentinel Solutions. Officially, they're security consultants. Unofficially, they're mercenaries for hire. Cyber warfare, black ops, whatever pays. Jack's hands clenched. Why didn't you stop them? I tried, but I'm one man against a network. When Michael died, I went dark, kept tabs on Phoenix fragments, waited. And when I heard Sarah Morgan hired a janitor to investigate her own company, a janitor who just happened to be Michael's soldier, I knew it was time to resurface. You've been watching me. Since yesterday. I sent the text. I needed to know if you'd come alone. Did I? Vance scanned the cemetery. Yes, but we don't have much time. Webb's people are tracking Sarah's communications. They know about the USB drive. They know about the compass. And they know you're the key. Why me? Because Michael trusted you. Because the compass you carry isn't just sentimental, it's the physical encryption key. The hardware component that makes Phoenix functional. Without it, the software is useless. Jack pulled out the compass. This. Open the bottom plate, carefully. It won't open. Vance handed him a small tool. Use this, but we need to move. There's a team en route. 3 minutes out. Jack's heart hammered. He worked the tool into the seam, twisted. The bottom plate popped free. Inside was a chip, smaller than a fingernail, embedded in circuitry. That's the key, Vance said. Michael encrypted Phoenix so it requires 3 components simultaneously: source code, GPS cipher, and that chip. Without all 3, Phoenix can't activate, can't be weaponized, can't be sold. Where's the GPS cipher? That's the problem. Michael encoded it into his grave marker, literally. The stone is embedded with a microchip that transmits coordinates when scanned with the right frequency. Jack stared at the headstone. You're telling me his grave is part of Phoenix? Poetic, isn't it? The man who built it is guarding it even in death. How do we extract it? We don't. We destroy it. Jack blinked. What? Phoenix can never be allowed to exist in full. Michael knew that. I know that. And now you know that. We destroy the cipher. Bury Phoenix forever. It's the only way to keep it out of Webb's hands. And the USB drive Sarah has? Worthless without the other components. But Webb doesn't know that. He thinks if he gets 2 of 3, he can reverse engineer the 3rd. He's wrong. But he'll kill anyone in his way trying. A car engine revved in the distance. Vance's face went hard. They're here. We need to go. Now. Not without the cipher. There's no time. Jack pulled out his phone. Sarah, I need you to listen carefully. Jack, where are you? Arlington. I need you to send someone you trust, someone with tech skills. Send them to Section 60 Michael's grave. They need to scan the headstone and extract a microchip. Jack, what's happening? People are coming, bad people. I need that chip extracted in the next 10 minutes, or Phoenix stays buried and we lose our only leverage. Leverage for what? For keeping Emma alive. Silence. Then, I'm sending Marcus, my head of IT. He's 20 minutes out. Make it 10, and Sarah bring security, lots of it. He hung up. Vance grabbed his arm. That was a mistake. You just told them where we are. I told Sarah where we are, and I trust her. Trust gets people killed. So does running. Jack met Vance's eyes. I'm done running. The car appeared. Black SUV, tinted windows, moving fast. Vance pulled a gun. Get behind the headstone. Jack dove. His ribs screamed. The SUV screeched to a stop 50 yards away. Doors opened. 3 men got out. Armed. Professional. Mr. Miller, one of them called. We just want to talk. Vance fired. Clipped the speaker's shoulder. The men scattered. Returned fire. Bullets sparked off Michael's headstone. Jack's training kicked in. Assess. Adapt. Survive. How many rounds you got? Vance checked. 8. And they've got what, 30 each? At least. Great odds. You asked for this. No. I asked to finish what Michael started. Big difference. More gunfire. Closer now. Jack looked at the headstone. At Michael's name carved in marble. I need 5 minutes, Captain. Just 5 minutes. Help me out here. A bullet whizzed past his ear. Vance fired back. 4 minutes. That's all I can give you. Then make them count. Jack crawled behind a neighboring stone, pulled out his phone, texted Sarah Hostiles engaging. Need extraction. Armed response. Her reply. Marcus is 8 minutes out. Hold on. 8 minutes might as well be 8 hours. Another SUV appeared. Then another. 6 men now, all moving in tactical formation. Vance swore. We're surrounded. Jack's mind raced. No weapons, no backup, no options. Except one. How much do you weigh? He asked Vance. What? How much? 190. Why? Jack pointed at the flagpole 30 yards away. American flag snapping in the wind. Can you climb? I'm 58. That's not an answer. Vance looked at the pole, at the approaching men, at Jack. You're insane. Probably, but I'm also out of ideas. So climb, draw their fire. Give me 60 seconds. To do what? Something stupid. Vance stared at him, then laughed. Actually laughed. Michael said you were fearless. He was wrong. You're just crazy. Crazy works. Vance ran. Zigzagging between headstones. Bullets chased him. He reached the flagpole, started climbing. The gunmen converged, focused on him. Jack moved. Low. Fast. Ignoring the pain in his ribs, his leg, his everything. He reached the first SUV. Door still open. Keys in ignition. Amateur hour. He slid into the driver's seat. Fired it up. The gunman turned. Jack floored it. The SUV roared forward. Straight at them. They scattered. One too slow. The bumper clipped him. Sent him flying. Jack cranked the wheel. Aimed for the second SUV. Rammed it. Metal shrieked. Airbags deployed. Jack's ribs felt like they'd been hit with a sledgehammer, but he was alive. He kicked open the door, stumbled out. Vance dropped from the flagpole. Landed hard, but moving. That was insane. Did it work? 3 down, 3 still operational. Sirens wailed in the distance. The remaining gunmen retreated, disappeared into the cemetery's far side. Gone, but not defeated. A car screeched up. Sarah's. She jumped out. Jack, oh my God, where's Marcus? A nervous-looking guy in his 30s got out. Glasses. Tablet. Zero muscle mass. I'm Marcus. Can you scan that headstone? I think so. What am I looking for? A microchip. Embedded in the marble. Transmitting GPS coordinates. Marcus looked like Jack had asked him to defuse a bomb, which technically he had. I'll try. He pulled out equipment, some kind of frequency scanner, started waving it over Michael's headstone. Sarah grabbed Jack's arm. Are you hit? No, Vance. Grazed, I'll live. Vance reloaded his gun, kept watch. Marcus worked. 30 seconds, a minute, 2. Come on, Jack muttered. Got it. Marcus held up the scanner. There's a chip, right here, transmitting coordinates on a looped frequency. Can you extract it? Not without destroying the headstone. Jack looked at Michael's name, his dates, the stone that marked where his friend's body lay. Do it. Jack, Sarah started. Michael wouldn't care about the stone. He'd care about stopping the people who killed him. Do it. Marcus pulled out a hammer and chisel. He worked carefully. Precisely. The chip came free. Tiny. Innocent-looking. Vance took it. Examined it. This is it. The final piece. Jack took the chip. Held it in his palm. What are the coordinates? Marcus checked his tablet. They point to a storage facility outside Baltimore. That's where Michael hid the physical cipher, Vance said. The final encryption algorithm. With all 3 components, Phoenix becomes active. Then we go to Baltimore. We get the cipher, and we end this. No, Vance said. We destroy it. That was always the plan. Plans change. Webb's people know about Emma, know about Alex. They'll keep coming until they get what they want. But if we control Phoenix, if we have all 3 pieces, we have leverage. We can trade. Emma's safety for the tech. You can't trust them to honor that deal. I can't trust them not to kill a 7-year-old girl if we don't try. Sarah's face was pale but determined. He's right. We can't destroy it. Not yet. Not until Emma's safe. Vance looked between them. You're making a mistake. Won't be my first. Jack pocketed the chip. Baltimore, now, before Webb's people regroup. They loaded into Sarah's car. Marcus drove. Sarah sat shotgun. Jack and Vance in back. Police arrived at Arlington as they pulled away. Jack watched in the rearview mirror. Saw the chaos. The confusion. The gunmen long gone. They'll come harder next time, Vance said. I know. You can't protect everyone. Not forever. I don't need forever. Just long enough. Long enough for what? To keep my promises. They drove in silence. 40 minutes to Baltimore. To whatever Michael had hidden in a storage facility years ago. To the end of this or the beginning of something worse. Jack pulled out his phone. Texted Alex. Love you, buddy. See you tonight. Pizza and breadsticks. Promise. Alex replied immediately. Love you too, Papa. Be careful. Jack closed his eyes, felt the weight of the chip in his pocket, the compass in his hand, the promises on his shoulders. Then his phone buzzed. Unknown number. I know where you're going. I know what you're looking for. And I know you won't leave Baltimore alive. But that's okay. Your son will make excellent leverage when I need Sarah's cooperation. Give Emma my regards. Webb. Below it a photo. Alex. Walking into school. Rosa beside him. And in the background, barely visible, a man in a black jacket. Watching. Jack's world turned red. They're at Alex's school. Sarah grabbed his phone. Read the message. Her face went white. Oh, God. Jack was already dialing. Rosa answered on the first ring. Mr. Jack. Rosa, listen to me very carefully. There's a man in a black jacket near you. Do you see him? Silence. Then, yes, by the fence. He's been there since we arrived. Take Alex inside, lock the doors, call the police. Tell them there's a credible threat. Jack, what's happening? Just do it. Now. And Rosa, don't let Alex out of your sight. Not for a second. He hung up. Turned to Marcus. How fast can this thing go? It's a sedan, not a... How fast? Marcus swallowed. Maybe 90. Make it 100. They accelerated. Jack dialed another number, one he'd sworn never to use again. It rang twice. Miller, didn't expect to hear from you. The voice was gravelly. Military. Lieutenant Colonel Briggs, Jack's old CO. I need a favor, sir. After what happened in Kandahar, you don't get to ask for favors. It's not for me. It's for Captain Morgan's family. They're in danger. Silence. Then, Michael's family. His daughter, and my son. There are hostiles, professionals. I need protection. Now. Where? Jack gave him the address. Alex's school. I'll have a team there in 15 minutes. Thank you, sir. Don't thank me. Just tell me you're finishing what Michael started. I am. Good. He deserved better than what he got. Briggs hung up. Jack's hands shook. Adrenaline, fear, rage, all of it mixing into something volatile. We need to split up, Vance said. They can't track all of us. No, we stay together. Strength in numbers. There's 6 of them, maybe more. 2 of us are civilians. One's a tech guy, and you can barely stand. Then we get creative. Sarah turned around. What do you need? Time, space, and a way to hit them before they hit us. I can arrange that. How? Morgan Technologies has a private security division, military contractors. I can have a team in Baltimore in 90 minutes. Webb will see them coming. Not if they come quiet, not if we make him think we're alone. Jack considered. You're talking about bait. I'm talking about setting a trap. Webb wants Phoenix. We give him a reason to come get it himself, face to face. He won't fall for that. He will if he thinks I'm desperate, if he thinks I'm willing to trade. Sarah's eyes were steel. I'll offer him the USB drive, all the source code, in exchange for leaving Emma alone. He'll kill you. Not if you're there. Not if we're ready. Vance shook his head. This is suicide. It's strategy, Jack said. And it might work. If we can get to the cipher first. If we can control the meeting. If we can... His phone buzzed. Rosa, police are here. Alex is safe. The man in the jacket is gone. Relief flooded through him. Then another message. Unknown smart move. But you can't protect him forever. Baltimore. Storage facility 447, noon. Come alone, or the boy dies first. Jack showed Vance the message. It's a trap. Yeah, but I'm going anyway. Why? Because they threatened my son. And I don't care if it's a trap, an ambush, or hell itself. I'm ending this today. Sarah reached back, took his hand. Then we end it together. Jack looked at her. At this woman who'd lost her husband, nearly lost her daughter, nearly lost everything. And he saw Michael in her eyes. The same stubborn determination, the same refusal to quit. Together, he agreed. They pulled into Baltimore 30 minutes later, found storage facility 447 in an industrial park that looked abandoned. This is it, Marcus said. No guards, no cameras, nothing, Vance observed. Too quiet. Or exactly what it looks like, a storage unit rented years ago and forgotten. Jack got out, checked his watch. 11:47 a.m., 13 minutes. The facility was self-storage. Rows of orange metal doors, each with a combination lock. Unit number, Sarah asked. Marcus checked the coordinates. 17. They found it. Second row. Padlock corroded with age. Vance shot it off. The door rolled up with a shriek of metal. Inside boxes, files, equipment, and in the center, a steel case. Military grade. Jack opened it. Inside was a laptop. Old, disconnected from any network, and a note. Michael's handwriting again. If you're reading this, you have all three pieces. Good. Now comes the hard part, deciding what to do with them. Phoenix isn't evil. It's a tool. But in the wrong hands, it's a weapon. I built it believing I could control it. I was wrong. No one should have this much power. If Sarah's reading this, I'm sorry. For the lies, for the secrets, for leaving you alone. Destroy Phoenix. Live free. If Jack's reading this, protect my girls. Finish the fight. Trust yourself. The cipher is on this laptop, encrypted. The password is Emma's birthday. Use the compass chip to decrypt. Combine with the USB source code, and then decide, do you want to save the world or save yourself? Choose wisely. Michael Jack stared at the note. Vance moved beside him. What's it say? That we're out of time and out of options. Sarah read over his shoulder. Tears streamed down her face. He knew. He knew someone would come for this someday. He was preparing us, Jack said, giving us the choice he never got. Marcus checked his tablet. Guys, we have company. 3 vehicles approaching. Fast. How many? Thermal imaging shows. 12 hostiles, all armed. Vance cocked his gun. We can't fight 12. We don't fight, Jack said. We run. Marcus grabbed the laptop. Sarah, call your security team. Tell them we need extraction. Now. They're 90 minutes out. Then tell them to hurry. They ran. Back to Sarah's car. Engines roared behind them. Gunfire erupted. Bullets punched through metal. Glass exploded. Marcus screamed, clutched his arm. Blood. Drive! Jack yelled. Sarah floored it. They fishtailed out of the lot. The SUVs gave chase. They're gaining, Vance shouted. Jack looked back. Saw the vehicles. Saw the gunmen leaning out windows. Saw the sniper rifle. Sarah, hard left. She cranked the wheel. The sniper fired. The bullet punched through the rear window. Grazed Jack's shoulder. Pain erupted. Blood soaked his shirt. Jack, I'm fine. Keep driving. But he wasn't fine. The bullet had torn through muscle. His left arm went numb. Another shot. This one took out a tire. The car spun. Hit a median. Flipped. The world became chaos. Metal screaming. Glass flying. Bodies tumbling. Then darkness. When Jack opened his eyes, he was on pavement. Blood in his mouth. Ringing in his ears. Sarah lay 10 feet away. Moving. Alive. Marcus wasn't moving. Vance was gone. And the SUVs were stopping. Doors opening. Men approaching. Jack tried to stand. Couldn't. His leg wouldn't work. A man walked up. Expensive suit. Salt and pepper hair. Smile like a knife. Jack Miller, finally. I'm Marcus Webb. We have so much to discuss. Jack spit blood. Go to hell. Probably, but not today. Webb crouched. You have something I want. 3 somethings, actually. The compass, the USB, the laptop. Hand them over and I let you bleed out quietly. Refuse and I make you watch while I visit your son's school personally. Rage gave Jack strength he didn't have. He lunged. Webb stepped back. His men grabbed Jack, held him down. Feisty. Michael was feisty too, right up until the bullet. Webb pulled out a gun, aimed it at Sarah. Last chance. The components. Now. Jack's vision blurred. Blood loss, shock, defeat. Then he remembered. Michael's voice in his head. Trust yourself. Emma's voice. Do you promise like grown-ups promise? The kind they break. Alex's voice. That's what heroes do. Jack looked Webb in the eye and smiled. You want Phoenix? Come get it. He pulled the compass from his pocket, threw it, not at Webb, into the storm drain 20 feet away. It disappeared with a splash. Webb's face contorted. You idiot! That was police sirens, lots of them, helicopter rotors, military vehicles appearing. Briggs's voice over a loudspeaker. This is U.S. military police. Drop your weapons. You're surrounded. Webb's men scattered. Some ran. Some dropped their guns. Webb himself stood there frozen, watching his plan dissolve. Then he looked at Jack. This isn't over. Yeah, Jack whispered. It is. Webb ran. Soldiers appeared. Medics. Briggs himself. Miller, you look like hell. Feel worse. Your kid's safe. Morgan's daughter's safe. Conrad's in custody. And Webb? Briggs smiled. He won't get far. The compass. We'll retrieve it. Don't worry. Jack's eyes closed. He'd done it. Kept his promises. Protected the people he loved. Finished what Michael started. And maybe, just maybe, become the man his captain always believed he was. As consciousness faded, he heard Sarah's voice. Stay with me, Jack. Stay with me. He tried, but darkness was warm and pain was cold, and he was so tired. His last thought before everything went black. Alex. Emma. I kept my promise. Michael. I hope that's enough. Jack woke to the smell of antiseptic and the sound of machines beeping. His eyes opened slowly. White ceiling, fluorescent lights, hospital. He tried to sit up. Pain exploded through his ribs, his shoulder, his leg. Easy. A hand on his chest, gentle but firm. Sarah. She looked exhausted. Dark circles under her eyes. Hair pulled back messy. Still wearing yesterday's clothes stained with blood. His blood, probably. How long? Jack's voice came out like gravel. 18 hours. You needed surgery. Bullet removal. Transfusion. The doctors said you're lucky to be alive. Don't feel lucky. You look terrible. Thanks. A ghost of a smile crossed her face. Then it crumbled. Marcus didn't make it. Internal bleeding. He died in the ambulance. Jack closed his eyes. Another body. Another person dead because of Phoenix. Because of choices made before he even knew the game existed. I'm sorry. He was 28. Had a fiancé. They were planning a spring wedding. Sarah's voice broke. He didn't even want to come. I made him. I told him it was just a tech recovery, that it would be safe. This isn't your fault. Isn't it? I hired Conrad. I trusted him. I built a company on my husband's death and didn't even question how convenient the timing was, how perfect Conrad's arrival was, how... Sarah, stop. She looked at him. You did what you had to do to survive, to provide for Emma. Michael wouldn't blame you. I don't blame you. And Marcus died a hero. He got us the coordinates. He helped us find the cipher. Without him, we'd all be dead. Sarah wiped her eyes. The military has the compass. They retrieved it from the storm drain. Briggs has it in custody along with the laptop and USB drive. He says they're in a secure facility, that no one can access them without authorization from both DoD and NSA. And Emma Alex. Both safe. Briggs has them under protective custody. Alex is at a secure location with Rosa. Emma's with her nanny at a safe house. They're asking about you. Both of them. Jack's throat tightened. What did you tell them? That you're hurt, but you'll be okay. That you're a hero. That... Her voice broke again. That their fathers would be proud. The words hit Jack like a physical blow. Fathers. Plural. Alex's father. Emma's father. Both roles he'd somehow inherited without asking for them. I'm not anyone's hero, Sarah. Then what are you? A guy who made promises and got lucky enough to keep them. Barely. Luck had nothing to do with it. Sarah leaned closer. You threw yourself in front of bullets. You fought trained killers. You drove Webb into a corner. You saved my daughter's life. That's not luck. That's courage. Or stupidity. Michael used to say the same thing, that courage and stupidity were twins, and you couldn't have one without the other. She smiled through tears. He'd like you, you know. If he could see what you've become, what you've done for us. I didn't do anything he wouldn't have done. Exactly. That's why Emma calls you her soldier now, like her daddy was, like you are. Jack didn't know what to say to that, didn't trust himself to speak. The door opened. Briggs walked in, still in uniform, face carved from stone and duty. Miller, you're awake. Good. We need to talk. Sarah stood. I'll give you privacy. No. Jack grabbed her hand. Stay. Whatever he has to say, you need to hear it. Briggs pulled up a chair, sat like he was addressing subordinates. Old habits. Webb got away. We had the perimeter locked down, but he had an exit strategy we didn't anticipate. Tunnel system under the industrial park. By the time we found it, he was gone. Where? Unknown. But we're tracking his assets, his accounts, his associates. He'll surface. They always do. And when he does, we'll be ready. Briggs leaned forward. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here about Project Phoenix. Jack's stomach dropped. The 3 components you recovered, the compass chip, the USB source code, the laptop cipher, they're being analyzed. My tech team says they're genuine. Says that when combined, they create exactly what Michael claimed. A skeleton key to global infrastructure. Then destroy them. It's not that simple. Yes, it is. You destroy the components. You scatter them again. You make sure no one can ever put them back together. Briggs shook his head. The Joint Chiefs want Phoenix operational. They say it's a defensive tool. That if our adversaries develop something similar, and they will, we need the capability to counter it. No. Jack tried to sit up. Pain lanced through him. No. That's not what Michael wanted. He scattered Phoenix to prevent exactly this. To prevent anyone, government included, from having that much power. Captain Morgan was a soldier. He followed orders. And the order now is to make Phoenix operational under military control. You can't. I can, and I will. Unless, Briggs paused, looked at Sarah. Unless the primary stakeholder objects. Sarah blinked. What? Michael Morgan created Phoenix under government contract, but the intellectual property rights reverted to his estate upon death, meaning you, Mrs. Morgan, legally own Project Phoenix. The government can't activate it without your authorization. Jack watched Sarah's face, saw the gears turning, the realization dawning. You're saying I can stop this? I'm saying you have a choice. Authorize military control and Phoenix becomes part of the national defense arsenal. Or refuse, and we're legally obligated to destroy the components and seal the research. What would you do? Sarah asked. If it was your choice. Briggs was quiet for a long moment. Michael Morgan was the best officer I ever served with. He died protecting a secret he believed was too dangerous to exist. If he thought that, I have to believe he was right. He stood. You have 24 hours to decide. After that, the choice gets made for you by people who care more about power than principle. He left. Sarah stared at the closed door. What do I do? You know what Michael wanted. But what if Briggs's superiors are right? What if our enemies develop something similar and we're defenseless? Then we deal with it the way humans always have. We adapt, we fight, we survive, but we don't become the thing we're fighting against. Easy for you to say. You're not the one who has to make the choice. Then don't make it alone. Ask Emma what her father would want. She's 7. She's Michael's daughter. And she's smarter than both of us. Jack met Sarah's eyes. Michael left her the second component for a reason. He trusted her with it. Maybe you should too. Sarah's phone buzzed. She checked it. Her face went pale. What? It's from Vance. He's alive. Where is he? He says he has information about Webb, about who's really behind all this. He wants to meet. When? Tonight, an hour from now, at the old rail yard on the east side. Every instinct Jack had screamed trap. Don't go. I have to. If he knows something about Webb, then he can tell Briggs, or the FBI, or anyone with actual authority and backup. Sarah Vance disappeared during the crash. We don't know if he's compromised, if he's working with Webb, if he saved our lives in Arlington, or he led us into an ambush and played hero to gain our trust. Either way, meeting him alone is suicide. Then come with me. Jack laughed. It hurt. I can barely stand. I'm on enough painkillers to drop a horse, and I'm pretty sure my left arm doesn't work anymore. Then I'll go alone. No, you'll stay here where it's safe and let the professionals handle this. Sarah's eyes flashed. Like you handled it by throwing yourself in front of bullets and nearly dying. I'm not worth what you are. I'm expendable. You're not. That's not how Emma sees it, or Alex. You're not expendable to them. The words hit harder than any bullet. Before Jack could respond, his phone buzzed. Rosa. He answered. Is Alex okay? He's fine. He's safe. But Jack, he keeps asking about you. He wants to see you. I told him you're in the hospital and he can't visit yet, but... Rosa's voice dropped. He's scared. He thinks you're going to die like his mother did. Jack's heart shattered. Alex's mother, Jack's ex-fiancée, had died in a car accident when Alex was 2. The boy barely remembered her, but he remembered losing her. Remembered the fear of being left alone. Put him on. Rustling. Then Alex's small voice. Papa? Hey, buddy. Are you dying? No, I'm banged up pretty good, but I'm okay. Miss Rosa says you got shot. Just a scratch. Scratches don't need hospitals. Kid was too smart for his own good. Okay, you got me. It was more than a scratch, but I'm healing, and I'll be home soon. When? Couple days. That's what you said last time, and the time before. I know, and I'm sorry. But this time it's true. I promise. You always promise. The accusation in those 3 words gutted Jack. Alex, listen to me. I know I've broken promises before. I know I'm not always there when you need me, but I'm trying. I'm trying so hard to be the dad you deserve. And sometimes that means doing things that are scary, that are dangerous, because I'm trying to make sure you're safe, that we're both safe. Do you understand? Silence. Then, are the bad guys gone? Jack looked at Sarah. At the phone in her hand with Vance's message. At the world outside the window, where Webb was still free and Phoenix was still a loaded gun waiting to go off. Not yet, but they will be. Soon. I promise. Okay. I love you, Papa. Love you too, buddy. More than anything. He hung up. Sarah was watching him. You can't keep doing this. Doing what? Putting yourself between everyone else and the bullets. You have a son. He needs you alive more than he needs you to be a hero. I'm not trying to be a hero. I'm trying to be enough. You are enough. You've always been enough. You just can't see it. Before Jack could respond, the door burst open. A nurse. Face panicked. We need to evacuate. Now. There's been a bomb threat called in. They're clearing the building. Sarah helped Jack to his feet. Pain screamed through every nerve. They made it to the hallway. Chaos. Patients being wheeled out. Doctors shouting. Alarms blaring. Jack's combat instincts kicked in. This isn't a bomb threat. What? It's a diversion. Webb's creating chaos to gunfire erupted. Somewhere below, automatic weapons. People screamed, scattered. Sarah pulled Jack toward the stairs. We have to go, now. They ran, or tried to. Jack's leg gave out on the 3rd step. He collapsed. Leave me. Get out. I'm not leaving you. Sarah. I already left one soldier to die. I won't do it again. She hauled him up, half carried him down the stairs. More gunfire. Closer now. They reached the second-floor landing. A man appeared. Black tactical gear. Gun raised. Not Webb. One of his men. Mrs. Morgan, Mr. Miller, please come with me. Mr. Webb would like to speak with you. Tell Webb to go to hell, Jack said. The man smiled. He thought you'd say that. He raised his gun, aimed at Sarah. Jack moved without thinking, threw himself between them. The gun fired, but the bullet didn't come. Instead, the man's head snapped back. Blood spray. He crumpled. Behind him, Vance stood with a smoking gun. You're late to our meeting, Mrs. Morgan. Sarah stared. You saved your life. Again, you're welcome. Vance moved toward them. We need to go. Webb has a team sweeping the building. They're looking for you both, and they won't stop until they find you. How did you know we were here? Jack asked. Because I've been tracking Webb's communications since Baltimore. I know his plans. I know his resources, and I know he's desperate. Vance handed Jack a gun. Can you shoot? Can I breathe? Then breathe later. Shoot now. They moved, down the stairs, into the lobby. Bodies everywhere. Patients, staff, security. Webb's team had cut through them like they were nothing. Jack's rage burned cold and clear. How many? 6, maybe 8. All professionals. All willing to die for the payday Webb's offering. What payday? Phoenix. He's promised the components to 3 different buyers, told each of them they're getting exclusive access, plans to sell it 3 times and disappear with the money. He doesn't have the components. Briggs does. Vance smiled. Webb has a source inside the military, someone feeding him information, someone who's going to deliver the components directly to him. Sarah's face went white. Who? That's what I'm trying to find out. But whoever it is, they're high level. They have access, and they're willing to commit treason for the right price. They reached the parking garage. Sarah's car was gone. Now what? Jack asked. Now we run. Vance pointed to a motorcycle. Climb on. Sarah stared. I don't ride motorcycles. Then learn fast. More gunfire, behind them. Webb's men pouring into the garage. Sarah climbed on behind Vance. Jack got on behind her, biting back screams as his ribs compressed. Vance gunned the engine. They roared out of the garage just as bullets sparked off concrete behind them. The bike screamed through city streets, weaving, dodging, moving too fast for thought. Jack held on with one arm. The other hung useless. His phone buzzed. He checked it one-handed. Unknown number. You can't run forever, Miller. I have Alex's location. I have Emma's location. I have everyone you care about mapped and tagged. Give me Phoenix or watch them die one by one. You have 2 hours. Webb. Below it, a live video feed. Alex. In the safe house. Playing with toys. Rosa nearby. And in the window behind them, barely visible, a red laser dot. Sniper. Jack's world stopped. Vance, stop the bike. What? Stop the bike. Vance pulled over. What's wrong? Jack showed him the phone. Vance swore. He's bluffing. He wouldn't. He killed Michael. He killed Marcus. He just slaughtered a hospital. You think he won't kill a 6-year-old? Sarah grabbed the phone. Saw the video. Her face crumbled. Emma. Oh God, Emma. They're both in danger, Jack said. Both our kids. And we're out of moves. No. Vance's voice was steel. We have one move left. What? We give Webb what he wants. The components are in military custody. We can't. We don't give him the real components. We give him fakes. Buy time. Extract the kids. Then we end this. He'll know they're fake. Not immediately. The compass chip looks identical to a dozen commercial encryption chips. The USB source code can be replicated. The laptop cipher, we fake the data. By the time he realizes it's counterfeit, we're gone. Sarah shook her head. That's insane. We don't have access to the components. We don't have time to create convincing fakes. And we don't have any way to... I have access. Vance pulled out a phone, made a call. It's me. I need a favor. The Phoenix components. Yes, all 3. No, I can't explain. You'll have to trust me. 30 minutes. The usual place. He hung up. Jack stared. Who was that? Someone who owes me their life. Someone with access to the secure facility where Briggs is holding the components. Vance started the bike. We get the real pieces. We make the swap. We hand-web the fakes. And while he's busy trying to activate them, we get our kids and disappear. And then what? We run forever. We run until we can fight, and then we fight until we win. It was a terrible plan, full of holes, likely to get them all killed. But it was the only plan they had. Okay, Jack said. Let's do it. They rode. 20 minutes through city streets turning dark with evening. Pulled up to an abandoned warehouse. A figure waited in the shadows. Colonel Briggs. Jack's stomach dropped. You're Vance's source. I'm Michael's friend, and I owe him a debt I can never repay. Briggs handed over a case. The components, all 3, verified and logged out under my authority. I'm trusting you to return them intact. Or to destroy them, Vance said. Preferably return them, but yes, if it comes to that. Briggs looked at Jack. Michael believed in you, so do I. Don't prove us wrong. What if I do? Then I'll hunt you down myself and put a bullet in you for dishonoring his memory. Briggs smiled without warmth. But I don't think that'll be necessary. You're too stubborn to quit and too stupid to die, just like Michael was. He left. Vance opened the case. Inside the compass with its chip, the USB drive, the laptop. Sarah touched each one reverently. This is what Michael died for, what he scattered across the world, what he believed was too dangerous to exist. And now we're using it as bait, Jack said. He'd either be proud or furious. Probably both. Jack's phone buzzed. Web time's up. Pier 17, 1 hour. Come alone with the components or the children die. No police, no military, no tricks. Oh, just you. Another video. Emma this time. Sleeping in her safe house bed. Nanny reading nearby. And that same red laser dot. This time on the wall above her head. Jack wanted to scream, to rage, to tear the world apart. Instead, he took a breath, centered himself, became the soldier Michael had trained him to be. We need a plan. A real one. Vance, you said you can make fakes. I have a guy. He can replicate the components well enough to fool Webb for maybe 10 minutes. After that, he'll know. 10 minutes is enough. Sarah, call Briggs. Tell him what's happening. Tell him we need extraction teams at both safe houses. Silent, invisible, just in case. And you? Sarah asked. I'm going to Pier 17. I'm going to trade the fakes for a promise Webb won't keep. And then I'm going to end this. You can barely walk. Then I'll crawl. I don't care. Those kids are in danger because of me. Because I threw the compass in that drain instead of destroying it. Because I thought I could be clever. Thought I could win. Jack met her eyes. I was wrong. And I'm going to fix it. Vance checked his watch. We have 47 minutes. My guy needs 30 to make the fakes. That gives us 17 minutes to get to the pier. Then let's move. They split up. Vance went to meet his forger. Sarah went to coordinate with Briggs. And Jack. Jack sat alone in the warehouse with the real Phoenix components and thought about promises. About the ones he'd kept, the ones he'd broken, the ones that would define who he was and who he'd become. He pulled out his phone, called Alex one more time. Papa? Hey, buddy, I need to tell you something. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. But I need you to know whatever happens tonight, whatever you hear, I love you. more than anything in this world. And everything I've done, everything I'm about to do, it's all for you. To keep you safe. To give you a life better than mine. Do you understand? Papa, you're scaring me. I know, I'm sorry. But I need you to be brave. Can you do that? Like you were, braver. Because you're stronger than I ever was. Alex was quiet. Then, will you come home? Jack closed his eyes. Yeah, buddy. I'll come home. One more promise. One more lie. One more chance to become the man his son believed he was. Or die trying. He hung up. 43 minutes until Pier 17. 43 minutes until everything ended. One way or another. Jack stood. Tested his leg. It held. Checked the gun Vance had given him. Loaded. Safety off. And made one final promise to the ghost of Captain Michael Morgan. I'll finish this. I'll protect them. And I'll make sure Phoenix dies with the man who killed you. Outside, the city hummed with life that didn't know how close it was to chaos. But Jack knew. And he was ready. Pier 17 sat at the edge of the city like a graveyard for ships that stopped coming. Rusted cranes. Broken concrete. Water black as oil. Jack arrived 15 minutes early. Alone. Carrying a case with components Vance's forger had created in 28 minutes flat. Perfect replicas. Externally. Internally worthless. Dead chips. Corrupted code. Empty promises wrapped in circuitry. Just like Webb himself. Jack's leg throbbed. His shoulder screamed. His ribs felt like broken glass grinding together with every breath. But his mind was clear. Clearer than it had been in years. He positioned himself at the end of the pier. Back to the water. Eyes on the approach. Classic mistake. Never let them box you in. But tonight, he needed Webb to feel in control. Needed him confident. Arrogant. Men made mistakes when they thought they'd won. His phone buzzed. Sarah. Briggs has teams at both locations. Silent entry. They're ready to extract on your signal. Good. Keep this line open. Record everything. Jack. If this goes wrong, make sure the recording gets to someone who'll use it. Someone who'll expose Webb for what he is. It won't go wrong. You don't know that. I know you. And you don't break promises. Her voice caught. Come back alive. Emma's asking for her soldier. Alex is asking for his papa. They both need you. I need them too. More than they know. He hung up before she could hear his voice break. Headlights appeared. 3 vehicles. Black SUVs. Moving slow. They stopped 50 yards out. Doors opened. Webb emerged from the center vehicle. Still in his expensive suit. Still smiling like death. 6 men flanked him. All armed. All professional. Webb walked forward alone. Stopped 20 feet from Jack. Mr. Miller, you look terrible. You should see the other guys. I did, in body bags. My men don't fail often, but when they do, they fail spectacularly. I'll give you credit, you're harder to kill than expected. Michael said the same thing, right before you had him killed. Webb's smile didn't falter. Michael was weak, sentimental. He built the most powerful weapon in human history and then tried to bury it because he was afraid of what it could do. That's not vision. That's cowardice. He was protecting people. He was limiting potential. Phoenix could revolutionize everything. Banking, communications, defense. Whoever controls it controls the future. And Michael wanted to deny humanity that future because of some misguided moral compass. Jack's hand tightened on the case. You mean the compass he gave me? Did you bring it? Did you pull your snipers away from the children? Webb pulled out his phone, showed Jack the screen. Both feeds. Alex, Emma. Both asleep, both safe. No laser dots. See, I'm a man of my word, when properly motivated. Call them off, completely. Order your men to stand down and leave the area. After I verify the components. No. Now. Or I drop this case in the water and Phoenix drowns forever. Webb's smile tightened. You wouldn't. Try me. I threw it in a storm drain yesterday. I'll throw it in the ocean today. Your choice. Webb studied him, calculating, weighing odds. Finally, he keyed his phone. All units, stand down. Leave the targets. Return to base. Confirm, Jack said. Webb handed him the phone. Jack listened to the responses. 6 different voices, all confirming withdrawal. He handed it back. The components. Jack opened the case, showed him the compass, the USB, the laptop. Webb's eyes gleamed. May I? From there. Webb moved closer, examined the components without touching. They look genuine. They are. Then you won't mind if I run a quick diagnostic? Be my guest. Webb pulled out a tablet, some kind of scanning device. He waved it over the compass, over the USB. Numbers scrolled across the screen. Webb frowned. Problem? Jack asked. The signatures are off. These components aren't broadcasting the authentication codes Michael embedded in the originals. Maybe your scanner's broken. Or maybe you're trying to pass off fakes. Webb's hand moved to his waistband. To the gun there. Jack's hand moved faster, pulled his own weapon, aimed it at Webb's chest. Don't. Webb froze. You'd shoot an unarmed man. You're not unarmed, and you're not a man. You're a murderer, a traitor, and a coward who hides behind children. Strong words from someone who's outnumbered 6-1. 7-1. You forgot yourself. Jack's finger tightened on the trigger. Tell me something. When you gave the order to kill Michael, did he beg? Did he fight? Did he know it was you? Webb's smile returned, colder now. He knew. I told him myself, right before the ambush. Gave him one last chance to hand over Phoenix. He refused. Said some men can't be bought. That honor mattered more than money. Webb laughed. And then he died. Bleeding out in the sand, alone, while I walked away with his research notes. Rage burned through Jack like napalm. You're going to pay for that. With what fake components? Empty threats. Webb gestured to his men. You can't win Miller. You never could. You're just a janitor playing soldier, a broken man trying to be a hero. And heroes die. Maybe. But cowards die too, just slower, more afraid. Jack pulled the trigger. The shot went wide, deliberately, sparked off the concrete beside Webb's foot. Webb's men opened fire. Jack dove left, rolled, came up behind a rusted container. Bullets punched through metal, sparked, ricocheted. His phone was still connected to Sarah, still recording. Sarah, execute extraction now. He didn't hear her response. Too much gunfire. He blind fired around the container, heard someone scream. One down. Return fire intensified. They were flanking him, moving in tactical formation, professional, coordinated, deadly. Jack was outgunned, outmanned, out of time. But he wasn't out of ideas. He grabbed a rusted chain from the pier, wrapped it around a support beam, yanked. The beam groaned, shifted. The container above it began to tip. Fall back, one of Webb's men shouted. Too late. The container crashed down, crushed 2 men, sent the others scattering. Jack ran, limping, bleeding, moving on adrenaline and fury. He reached the edge of the pier, water below, nowhere to go. Webb appeared, gun raised. End of the line, Miller. Funny. Michael said that too, right before he gave me his compass, right before he told me kindness finds the way home. Touching. Now hand over the real components or I put a bullet in you and take them anyway. Can't give you what I don't have. Liar. You wouldn't come here with fakes unless you were protecting the real ones. Where are they? Jack smiled through blood. Safe. Where you'll never find them. Then you're no use to me. Webb's finger tightened on the trigger. Sirens erupted, everywhere. Police, military, helicopters overhead. Searchlights bathed the pier in white light. Briggs's voice over a loudspeaker. "Marcus Webb, you're surrounded. Drop your weapons." Webb spun, saw the vehicles, the soldiers, the perimeter closing in. "You set me up." "I recorded everything. Your confession, your threats, all of it. Sarah's been feeding it to Briggs in real time." Webb's face contorted with rage. "You think this is over? I have connections. Lawyers. People who'll make this disappear." "Not this time. Not with a dozen witnesses and a recording of you admitting to murdering a decorated officer." Webb raised his gun again, aimed at Jack's head. "Then I'll take you with me." A shot rang out, but not from Webb's gun. Webb staggered, looked down at the blood spreading across his chest. Behind him, Vance stood with a smoking rifle. "That's for Michael," Vance said quietly. Webb fell, crashed into the water below, disappeared into the black. Soldiers swarmed the pier, arrested Webb's remaining men, secured the area. Briggs appeared, helped Jack to his feet. "You okay?" "Define okay." "Alive, functional, not bleeding out." "Then barely." "Good enough." Briggs gestured to the case. "The components. Fakes. The real ones are with Sarah. I needed Webb to think I had them. Needed him arrogant enough to confess. And the recording. Every word, including his admission that he murdered Michael on behalf of shadow buyers in the intelligence community." Briggs's face went hard. "That recording goes to the Inspector General, today. There's going to be a reckoning." "What about Phoenix?" "That's not my call anymore. Sarah Morgan has to decide. And given what I just heard, what her husband died protecting, I'm betting she makes the right choice." Jack hoped he was right. An ambulance arrived. Paramedics swarmed Jack. "I'm fine," he protested. "You're not fine. You've been shot, beaten, and you're probably running on fumes and spite. Get in the ambulance." Jack shook his head. "Not yet. I need to see my son." Briggs put a hand on his shoulder. "Alex is safe. So is Emma. My teams extracted them both. No casualties, no complications. They're waiting for you at the hospital." Relief flooded through Jack so intensely his knees buckled. "Easy." Briggs caught him. "Let's get you patched up, then you can see them both." Jack nodded. Let the paramedics load him into the ambulance. As they drove away, he looked back at Pier 17, at the water where Webb had fallen, at the end of a nightmare 6 years in the making. It was over. Finally over. At the hospital, they tried to make Jack rest. He refused until they brought him Alex. The door opened. His son ran in. "Papa!" Alex crashed into him. Jack caught him despite the pain, held him like he'd never let go. "You came back," Alex whispered. "Always. I'll always come back. Promise, promise." Emma appeared in the doorway, Sarah beside her. The little girl clutched Captain the Rabbit. "Mr. Jack." Jack held out his free arm. "Come here, sweetheart." Emma ran, hugged him. He held both children, felt their warmth, their trust, their love, and thought, this is why Michael scattered Phoenix. This is why he died. Not for secrets or technology or power. For moments like this. For children who deserve to grow up safe. For futures uncomplicated by the sins of desperate men. Sarah watched with tears streaming down her face. "You did it," she said. "You kept your promise. We did it. Together." "What happens now?" "Now you decide. Phoenix is yours. You can give it to the government. Or destroy it. Whatever you choose, I'll support." Sarah looked at Emma. At the daughter she'd almost lost. The daughter Michael had died protecting. "There's only one choice. Michael knew it 6 years ago. I know it now." She pulled out the USB drive, the laptop, the compass. "We destroy it, all of it. We bury Phoenix so deep no one can ever resurrect it. The government won't like that. The government doesn't get a vote. Michael's will was explicit. Phoenix belongs to his family, and his family chooses freedom over control, safety over power. Briggs appeared in the doorway. Mrs. Morgan, have you made your decision? I have. Destroy the components. Scatter them again. Make sure Project Phoenix dies today. The Joint Chiefs won't be happy. The Joint Chiefs can deal with it. My husband died to keep this weapon out of everyone's hands, including theirs. I'm honoring his sacrifice. Briggs nodded slowly. I'll make it happen. And for what it's worth, Michael would be proud. He left with the components. Sarah sat beside Jack's bed. Is it really over? Yeah, it's over. What will you do now? Go home, be a dad. Maybe not a janitor anymore, though. Sarah smiled. I might have a position for you. Security consultant, pays better, better hours, actual respect. I don't need respect, just enough to take care of Alex. Then you'll have enough, and more. You saved my daughter, you saved my company. You finished what Michael started. That deserves more than a paycheck. It deserves a nap. I'm exhausted. Sarah laughed, leaned down, kissed his forehead. Thank you, Jack Miller, for everything. She collected Emma and left. Alex climbed onto the bed beside Jack, curled up against his side. Papa, are the bad guys really gone? Yeah, buddy, they're really gone. Forever. Forever. Alex was quiet for a moment. Then, you're my hero, you know. Jack's throat closed. You're mine too. Really. Really. You're the bravest person I know. And the reason I do everything. You make me want to be better, stronger, good enough to deserve you. You already are, Papa. You always were. Jack held his son and let the tears come. For Michael, for Marcus, for everyone lost along the way, but also for Alex, for Emma, for second chances and kept promises and futures built on kindness instead of fear. 2 weeks later, Jack stood in Arlington National Cemetery. Section 60, Row J. Michael's headstone had been replaced. The chip extracted, the damage repaired. The new inscription was the same. Name, rank, dates. But Jack had added something, with Sarah's permission. Below Michael's name, new words, kindness finds the way home. Emma stood beside him, holding Captain, holding Jack's hand. My daddy's gone, isn't he? Yeah, sweetheart, he is. But you're still here. I am, and I'm not going anywhere. I promise. Like how you promised to share your sandwich. Jack smiled. Exactly like that. Mr. Jack, can I tell you a secret? Of course. I'm not scared anymore, because I know my daddy sent you to protect me, like Captain does, like you do. Jack knelt, looked Emma in the eyes. Your daddy was the best man I ever knew, and every day I try to be half as good as he was. For you, for Alex, for everyone who needs someone to believe in. I believe in you. Then I'll try not to let you down. Emma hugged him. You won't. Heroes never do. Jack stood, placed a hand on Michael's headstone. I finished it, Captain. Kept my promises. Protected your girls. And I think maybe I'm starting to understand what you meant about kindness. It's not weakness. It's strength. The kind that changes lives. The kind that saved mine. The wind blew. Trees rustled. For just a moment, Jack could have sworn he felt something. A presence. A warmth. Michael's voice in his head. Well done, soldier. Well done. Jack saluted, held it, then lowered his hand. Alex appeared running across the grass, Sarah following. Papa, Miss Sarah says we're having pizza tonight with breadsticks. That's right, buddy. Can Emma come? Jack looked at Sarah. She smiled, nodded. Yeah, Emma can come. The four of them walked back toward the parking lot. Two broken families becoming one whole one. Two children who'd lost fathers finding a future together. Jack's phone buzzed. Unknown number. For a moment his heart stopped. Then he read it. "This is Richard Vance. I'm disappearing for a while. Too many ghosts chasing me. But I wanted you to know you're a good man, Miller. Michael chose well. Take care of his girls, and take care of yourself. The world needs more soldiers like you. Ones who fight for people instead of governments. V." Jack deleted the message. Let Vance have his peace. They reached the car. Alex and Emma climbed in the back, already arguing about pizza toppings. Sarah paused, looked back at the cemetery, at Michael's section. "Do you think he knows that we finished it?" "Yeah, he knows." "How can you be sure?" "Because everywhere I look, I see the things he believed in. Kindness, courage, love. He's not gone, Sarah. He's just different. Living in the people he touched, the promises he kept, the sacrifices he made." Sarah wiped her eyes. "When did you become so wise?" "When I had to be. For Alex. For Emma. For you. For yourself too, I hope." "Maybe. I'm working on it." They drove home. Through streets that didn't know how close they'd come to chaos. Past people who didn't know that a janitor and a widow had saved them all from a weapon that could have ended everything. That night, Jack tucked Alex into bed in their apartment. The same small place. But somehow it felt bigger now. Warmer. "Papa, tell me a story." "What kind?" "A hero story. Like you." "I'm not a hero, buddy." "Yes, you are. You saved people. You fought bad guys. You kept your promises." Jack thought about it. About sandwiches and snipers and soldiers who saved lives at the cost of their own. "Okay. Once upon a time there was a man who had nothing. No money, no power, no future. But he had one thing, a good heart. And one day he met a little girl who was hungry and alone. He could have walked away. Should have, probably. He was late for work. Broke. Barely surviving. But he didn't. He gave her half his sandwich, and that one small act of kindness changed everything. What happened? The kindness grew, spread, became something bigger than both of them. It saved lives, stopped bad men, protected children. All because one person chose to be kind when it would have been easier to walk away. Like you chose to help Emma. Yeah, like that. Alex was quiet. Then, "Papa, will you always choose kindness?" Jack thought about Michael, about the compass, about promises made and kept. "Yeah, buddy, I will. Because kindness finds the way home. And I'm finally home." Alex fell asleep. Jack sat there watching him breathe easy with his new inhaler. Watching his son, his reason for everything, dream safe dreams in a world slightly better than yesterday. His phone buzzed. "Sarah. Emma's asleep. She asked about you. Wanted to make sure you were coming to her birthday party next week. Wouldn't miss it." "Jack, thank you. For everything. For being the man Michael believed you were. For showing Emma that there are still good people in this world. For giving me hope that maybe we can heal. We will heal. Together. One day at a time. One kindness at a time." "Exactly." He hung up. Pulled out Michael's compass one last time. The chip was gone. The case was empty. But the inscription remained. Kindness finds the way home. Jack closed his hand around it. And thought about a little girl on cold steps. A soldier who died for secrets. A son who needed a father. A widow who needed hope. Thought about sandwiches and promises and second chances. About how the smallest acts could ripple outward, could change destinies, could save worlds. He'd been nobody, a janitor, a broken soldier, a single father barely surviving. But Michael had seen something more. Sarah had trusted him. Emma had believed in him. Alex had loved him. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough. More than enough. It was everything. Jack Miller put the compass in his pocket, kissed his son's forehead, and whispered the words that had carried him through hell and back. Kindness finds the way home. And finally, after 6 years of wandering, he was home.